Welcome back to my Over 40 Beauty channel. My name is Gentry and I help women over 40 restore their skin. Today you may see this mic, we're doing something a little bit different. During COVID, I had a podcast that I completely loved. It's called Beauty Aside, and I put so much passion into creating this podcast for 2 years that it broke my heart when I had to sort of trim the fat on my business, meaning there's a term in film called kill your babies. I know it sounds horrible, but all that means is that you can be really, really attached sometimes to things that you create, whether it's something that you've written or in my case, something that I've created like a podcast. But when it comes down to prioritizing your business, sometimes you have to trim the fat. In my case, it was less fat and it was more about killing the baby because I truly did love it so much in order to focus on growing my independent beauty brand located here in Austin, Texas. It was after a couple of years of having my podcast, I was fortunate enough to be selected to have my business reviewed by a wellness guru and business coach, Chris Carr. Some of you may know about her through the wellness space. Part of the experience was her going through my entire website and everything I had going on and just advising on, how to keep it, as Bethany Frankel said, whenever we were on Money Court, tight and right. Basically, you want to make things tight and make them right, especially as you grow your business. So trimming the podcast away from what I was currently working on was a way for me to focus more on my beauty business because the podcast wasn't bringing in revenue at the time. Now I'm at a later stage in my career. Our beauty brand has stabilized. I spent a year on TikTok building up my community to around 100,000 followers. This way we get to spend time together. It's more convenient. You watch it when you want to watch it. You leave a question, comment whenever it's convenient for you, and I get to respond back. On this podcast, it's going to be the same. If you are listening to it for the first time and you have questions, I want you to feel free to go to our website at gentryquinn.com, and I want you to send me a message or leave me a comment underneath one of my blog posts. I really want to know what it is that you want to hear more about from me. But there is one thing that I know that is on the top of your mind because I've been doing in this business, I should say, for quite a while. And I know that the eye area is one of those places where we see signs of aging show up the most that we don't like. And so today I'm going to give you a beauty hack that is so good, you're going to wonder, why haven't I thought about this before? So stay tuned to the very end for those bonus tips. Now let's jump into this beauty hack that I feel like is so important, but no one is talking about. And that is, we're going to focus around the eye area today. Now, clearly you can use this tip and apply it to your entire face, but I feel like it's going to be more pointed if I talk about the eye area. Now, this eye area, I can tell you as your licensed esthetician, is probably the most delicate thin tissue on your entire body, not just face. So I want you to bear that in mind. So using products that are eye care specific may be helpful. Now you may think, well, Gentry, why can't I just use my face cream? The short answer is that you can use a lot of face creams. You can use them on your eyes, face, and neck, but do you really want to? That's actually a better question to ask yourself rather than can you, because there's a lot of things that you can do, but that may not be as beneficial. Whenever you have that targeted eye cream, there is a concentration that's in there that's different than, say, your face cream. And there are chemists that come up with these things. I know because I create products. I'm not a chemist, I'm a licensed esthetician, but I work with chemists at different manufacturers. So I know that there are different dosages of what are recommended around the eye area versus the face. Neck is a little bit different. As we age, just as a side note, the neck can become more sensitive due to, in large part, hormones. And it can leave your neck sometimes maybe a little red, itchy, blotchy, all the things. Now, if you are trying to treat these lines here that you see, the topical creams that you use are going to focus on your skin, but they're not going to be able to affect the muscles underneath the skin. For that, you need to do things like massage and exercises. But usually the creams that you put on your face are going to be okay for the neck area. But again, ask yourself, do I want to use this face cream for the neck if that's what you're doing? Does it have the specific ingredients in there that are really going to show up and make a difference? Whenever you are treating your eye area, you may have tons of eye products. I'm going to take some out of my bag right now. And it gets a little overwhelming, right? Because you're like, can I put this here? Can I put this here? So I want you to think about it a little bit differently. I want you to choose something that's very specific that says it's actually for your eyelids, because so many products say to not use on your eyelid, right? So I did a commercial for, I say commercial, it sounds so old fashioned. I did a video for Murad. It's a brand that I've used for many, many years. And I did a video for them on their Retinol eye cream. It actually says it's okay to use around the eye area. Another side note, anything with an AL, because you see retinol, retinoids, retinol, you see all sorts of names in the retinoid family, but retinol is actually the strongest retinoid that you can get over the counter. But whenever we're dealing with the eyelids, most eye products are not going to be ideal to use around your eyelid. So this particular product I really love. This is called Ageless Soothing Wand. I'll put a link for it down there below if you're on YouTube. And I use it right underneath my brow bone. And the reason I love it so much is because it has about 7 different types of peptides. And I know that is going to be the best anti-aging product that is not in the retinoid family. And my eyes get really dry. This is an easy to use applicator. You apply it right underneath the brow bone. It's a quick drying serum, so you're not going to have any product heat up, spread, and get into your eyes, which is very important when you're treating the upper area right here underneath the brow bone. Now, in addition to that, anything that you put around your eyelid area, even if it was the Retinol Resculpt product by Murad that I was just talking about, you're going to want to make sure that you stay underneath that brow bone and above your fold area, because as I mentioned, when product heats up, it spreads. I love to use this new product that I received by Rock. This is a fill and treat serum, because they use 3 forms of hyaluronic acid serum, as well as a retinol, which is OL, which is gentle enough to use during the day underneath your sunscreen. Now, I'm only using this as a targeted treatment. Again, this is I'm being the spot treatment queen today. I'm telling you how to use all your products and to make them more target specific. And also in return, they're going to last longer because you are being more target specific. You're not using every product all over your face or in areas where you actually don't need it yet. So I like to take a little bit of it, and I already have on my makeup, but it's okay. I like to apply it. I have this little line that keeps wanting to come back right here. I've never had any Botox or fillers, in full transparency. So I love to do facial massage. I love, exercises, all the things that I can try to do naturally to keep these lines at bay. Now, whenever I apply this, I also have this annoying little line right here in the middle of my eyes, right there on the top of my nose. So if you apply a little bit of it right there. I also like to apply it where I have my smile lines, just in those creases. It will really soften up the appearance of those unwanted or undesirable, fine lines and wrinkles. And for me, that is good enough. And the benefit of it is because it has a retinol in it, it's gentle, and that will progressively help your skin as well over time. So it's kind of a win-win. Now, the next thing that I spot treat with is this eye balm. It's called On The Go Eye Balm by DoEffect. You've probably seen it in some of my videos. And the reason that I fell in love with this product the first time I used it is because you can use it underneath your makeup for anti-aging benefits, or you can use it on top of your makeup. And I'm like, woo, win-win for me. Because, sometimes you put on makeup and you're going along in your day, and then all of a sudden, it just feels like you need a little pick-me-up, a little refresher. So you can use this product however you like it, and it has glycerin in it also, I'm just pointing that out, which is a great humectant. easygoing on the skin, easy for most skin types. I feel like my skin is semi-sensitive. I never had any feeling, tingling, nothing with this product. It only feels nice and hydrating, and I'm a bit addicted, if I have to be honest with you, because I love smiling after I apply my products and applying a little bit of this dewy eye balm on top. And what I've noticed is actually something even more spectacular. I live here in Austin, Texas, so I cannot get around not wearing a setting spray. I love the Professional one, but there's lots of good ones out there. I've used that one for years. It's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And this is the only product I've ever used that sort of works in lieu of a setting spray, because whenever I apply it on, it sort of sets my makeup in a way that prevents the caking and greasing, and then I forget to put on the setting spray. First time it's ever happened to me in my entire life, so I just want to give you that note. And it really also probably depends on how much makeup you are wearing, and I don't wear a ton of makeup, but I've always had really dark circles, so just take that for what it's worth. On the note of dark circles, if you want a targeted product for your dark circles, there isn't really anything that's going to work better than caffeine. And in our I Dream of Coffee, I chose coffee because coffee naturally has more caffeine than tea, and I wanted something that was going to be target specific, also for crepey skin, fine lines, and wrinkles. So this is a very simple natural formula. It smells just like coffee, but the best part is that when you actually put it on your skin, the coffee smell dissipates. So even if you didn't like coffee, you would be fine. And I'm going to press it right where I have those dark circles. I'm not putting it like all over my eye area, and some people do because they love this product, and I totally understand. But a little goes a long way with this. It's very viscous. It is a butter, so it'll emulsify in your hand. You can sort of smile here if you have any dryness here, if you have dark circles, crepey skin, and you can apply it over that as well, or you can just target right around that lower orbital bone area wherever you have dark circles to address those issues. Now, contrary to popular belief, I have heard people say, don't just spot treat it, put it all over your face. Now, as a licensed esthetician who has used a product like this for many, many years and been in the beauty industry for over 25 years, I can tell you it is certainly okay to spot treat with tretinoin. In fact, if you're like me, you may have some dry skin or even dry eyes associated with using it, which means that spot treating might even be more of a benefit, so you're not applying as much on your skin at a time. It does have a progressive effect on the skin. So if you're using something like this once a week, there's a very little chance that you're going to see a lot of result. You really need to be using this a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week. I mean, a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week. I would say use it 5 times a week or every other night at the very least. It really depends on how your skin is looking and feeling whenever you're using it. Also, the percentage that you're using should be customized to you and your individual needs, and that should be, confirmed through a dermatologist. If you're suffering with occasional breakouts, there's also a lesser version of this called adapalene, aka Differin is the brand name. You can find this online or at your local grocery stores for under $20. It used to be prescription only, 20-something years ago when I was prescribed it for the first time at the doctor's office. You can even get it over the counter. And so now the beauty of it is that it's everywhere. There's different brands that utilize this percentage with adapalene. There's over-the-counter versions, there's gels, there's lotions. I personally love gels more than lotions because I think they have a better delivery system. If you have a teen that's starting to have breakouts, it's a good introductory product. Again, maybe start out every few days, then go to every other night and see how that feels. Make sure they're using a good moisturizer. If you're addressing some fine lines and wrinkles or maybe a little milia underneath your eyes, you can also use your Differin. I hope that this information was helpful for you today. I hope that my little beauty hacks, along with recommendations for how to better use use your products like Retinol is helpful. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you like this type of over 40 beauty information. If you're listening to this podcast, consider leaving me a review. If you're here on YouTube, make sure and set that notification bell so you know when we go live every week. And remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.